friends, guess what time it is? It is time to do our December budget. Here are the stickers for this month. That is the December budget. This is sinking funds, debt snowball, weekly checkup, transaction log, and then just as a disclaimer, I have two oops that I'm going to use for myself because I don't care, but washi strip A looks a little bit different. This pattern is bigger, but for myself I don't care. I'm still going to use that. And then the only thing that's wrong with this one is that somehow this came out peach instead of this pink color. So I'll be using that one for myself, but I think I have a good one right here. This is what a good one looks like with the correct pink color right there. So let's get started. I'm actually going to start today by putting in our paydays. These are my bill due stickers and expense stickers that I use, and I'm going to use the darker colors because I feel like it just goes better with December. So Jason gets paid, what did I say? I think he gets paid on the 6th, and let's see, here, yeah, he'll get paid on the 6th and the 20th. Let's go ahead and put his in. And then I get paid from my Plexus business on the 15th. So I will put that in. Okay, then I will go back through later on and I will just use these and put them on the calendar for when things need to be paid. I've kind of, the only thing that I put on this page actually is something that I have to physically go in and pay, and then I will check it off once it's paid. The stuff that comes out automatically, I don't bother putting on here because this is just a reminder to myself that it needs to be done. Okay, so let's get started here. This page I use for my weekly checkup page. So that will be this right here. I'm very happy with the patterns I chose for this month. I didn't really want it to be like red and green Christmas themed. So I think I did a pretty good job of, oh my gosh, can I get that hair off? Hold on. Because nobody wants that on their sticker. Okay. I think I did a pretty good job of picking something that is not, I guess it's more like winter themed, and that's what I was going for. So I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. It's also quite a bit more neutral, which I tend to go more colorful, so once in a while it's nice to have something just kind of neutral. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to do now is, just for time's sake, I'm going to put this in, and then I will go back through and write the lines in, and then I will use some of the thin washi strips from all of these, and then I will do like week 1, and I'll put a washi strip here just to divide it out and then write in the categories. But for time's sake, I'm not going to do that today. So this page, actually, I just started keeping myself a list of about how much we want to spend on Christmas, and just reminding myself we had our refrigerator repaired, which don't even get me started on, you can't see that, don't even get me started on, like, our refrigerator is like just over a year old and needed to be repaired. So I can't even talk about it. It makes me mad. So this page right here is where we start the budget. really do love, you know what, this is an oopsie too, I think. Which there's a lot of trial and error in stickers sometimes, and I really hate to waste good sticker paper. So if I can at all live with it, then I will just use the oops ones. Because it really doesn't bother me, because, you know, I didn't purchase it, I just made it. So, all right, then we're just gonna start right at the top here with income. And I usually just leave a couple of spaces, because this, I'm really only tracking Jason's income here, and so I just like to leave 2 spaces, because he has his regular salary, and then once in a while he will get a bonus, or he will do a wedding or something like that. So then right below that is where we start the budget items. Okay, then I will wait to put the totals at the bottom, and then these can just be used, they're asterisks and dollar signs. Sometimes I'll use the dollar signs for the budget items that I need to take out in cash and put in my envelope, so it's just a little reminder. And then sometimes I use the little flags on other pages as well. I think I've said it before, but I just do not like to leave any blank space on good sticker paper. I just feel like if you can put a sticker there, there should always be a sticker there. Okay, so now we are going to start writing in the items, and I'm gonna write in my lines, and actually I'm gonna go get my ruler real quick. Okay, found my ruler, found my pen. I like an erasable pen because I really like pen, and it just makes it easier when you make a mistake. And I lied, I'm gonna put this all the way at the bottom, just so when I draw my lines, then they match up. And we don't have, you know, this many, so it will be fine. All right, so if I have done this correctly, it should line up somewhat straight. Can you see that? Yes, you can see that. Okay. I feel like I'm crooked, but that is okay. It does not have to be perfect. All right. So now we are going to write in Jason's income. And then I just put extra, so anything extra that comes in from him will just go there. Now let's start in on our budget line items. So we have our tithe, and I feel like I say this in every single video. We don't share Jason's income, and typically a tithe is 10% of your income, but you can't go by that because ours is not 10%. It could be more, it could be less, but this is definitely not 10% of his income. So there's that. Then we have an investment. For $150. We have an auto transfer. This is how we're saving for our next vehicle, because we have committed to never borrowing money for a car again. And so this this is how much we put away each month towards a new vehicle, which we would like to increase that at some point, but that's what we have right now. Mortgage. $1, $6, $6, $7, $10. Then we have our phones, which I would love to get this number down as well because our kids don't even have phones. We feel pretty strongly about kids having phones, so our kids do not have them. So I can only imagine what that bill is if you have more than 2 people on your plan. I feel like they say that it's cheaper, but then I feel like it's totally not very cheap to add more people to your line. Spectrum, that is our internet and our cable right now. Consumers is our electricity, and this is just what it was last month, and so this will change, but I always just put what it was last month and then I make the adjustment when the bill actually comes. And so what I will do is I will, if these are less or more, I will actually take it from the miscellaneous category. Like that's how I make the adjustment to make the budget balance out. And so none of my sinking funds go on this page right here. I have a separate page for sinking funds. And so this gas is our car gas, which we seem to hover right around this number every single month. And then if we don't use it all, then inevitably we use it the next month. All right, so our food, I really try to keep it to $600 a month, and I do pretty well at that. To make it super comfortable, I could go up to $700 a month, but we would have to cut back in another category, and it just seems like every time I try to do that, then we're overspending in another category. So I try really hard to keep the food to $600 a month, and that includes all of our all the stuff the kids pack in their lunches. I try to include eating out in that. We don't really go out to eat very much, but generally we will take eating out money from the money that I make with Plexus. Like if we're gonna do anything extra fun, it always comes from Plexus money. So we don't really do that very often. But this miscellaneous category is like, if these two need to be adjusted, I will take it out of here or add it to here if there's extra when that happens to come through. So piano lessons, I think I already checked, and there's only 4. There's not 5 lessons this month. Then we have Netflix, which we are totally going to jump on the Disney Plus bandwagon. I think we're getting it for the kids for Christmas. We're just making that one of their Christmas presents because they really, really want it. And we just feel like a little bit of delayed gratification is good for them. So Compassion, this is the child that we sponsor through Compassion International. And then Free Picks, that's a subscription, like an art subscription, which really should come out of my other budget because that's a business expense. But I just don't feel like going in and changing it. Maybe someday I will. All right. I cannot remember if I have put Christmas savings as a sinking fund. I think technically I have. Oh no, I haven't. All right, so we'll list Christmas savings right here. Technically though, I probably should change that going into the new year because technically this is a sinking fund because I'm saving up for it all year long. And I was actually pretty consistent doing this all year, and it really, really helped out having a nice little Christmas budget to start with. Super helpful. So I definitely will be doing that again next year. And then I just put sinking funds right here, and when I set up my sinking funds, then that total will go here just so that the income minus all of this expenses will balance out at the end. All right, that is everything that goes on this page. My sinking funds will go on the next page. That'll be a separate video though. Then we need to set up our variable income, which, where's that jankety sheet I was going to use? Okay, here it is. It's not super jankety, it's just that variable income is just a little bit off color. And you might wonder like why I keep separate budgets, like why it's not all mixed into one. It's because one is basically the household budget, and then one is kind of a like my business budget, if you will. So it's kind of it's just the way my brain works. It just really helps me out to keep them separate, and for the majority of the time they're even in separate bank accounts, so that I don't really have to you know, think about that too hard. So we have 3 different sources generally. So this will be, I get money from Etsy, I get money from Plexus, and sometimes, I know I'm a weirdo, but sometimes I just do shipped shopping, like grocery shopping, just for fun, because I do find it very fun, and I know that that is not everyone, but that's okay. And then I usually just leave one more in case something else, some other source of income comes up. So we will put this. Okay, now this is where I put, because I need the extra room, this is actually where I will put my transaction log. This is actually what the washi is supposed to look like. It's bigger. So this worked out really, really well last time, because then it gives me this whole page plus this whole page for transactions. And I do need it because I do have quite a few transactions that I'm recording for business type stuff. Okay. Then we will put this right here. And then just because I like it to be cute on the other side as well, then I will take one of my washi strips here, and it's probably going to be the jankety one. That's probably where I'll use this one. You can see the difference. And I'm going to put it right here. Now, I could print myself out another one of these so that I have it right here, but I don't care enough about it to do that. To print out a whole nother thing just to get that little strip. And so what I will do is I will just put my lines in, and then I'll just match up the lines so that I know like what column I'm working with, and that works out just fine actually. These lines are different up here, so I do those first. Then okay, so I don't need very much room for the date. And then the category, yep, all of this. I need more room to write, so like I don't need a ton of room to write the amount, but I definitely need more room to write like that. So I'll write the date, I will write what it is, the amount, and then here is where I put what fund it comes out of, because I also have a bunch of sinking funds in my business account. And so then when I do my weekly checkup, I will just go through and, you know, let's say it's Etsy. So I'll put Etsy, Etsy, Plexus, Etsy. I'll add all the Etsy ones up together and subtract them from that sinking fund. And then that's how I can keep track of what is in there. And it works out very well. So here I will just make a column for the date. Then I need a little bit bigger one for the category. Then smaller one for the amount. And then the last column is for the notes. So there we have it. We are all set up for, this page goes with January. We are all set up for December's budget. I will be closing out November's budget pretty soon because it's nice to get that closed out a couple of days ahead of time, and then start December fresh. So that's what I will be doing. There will be a separate video in setting up my sinking funds, which goes on this page right here. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I would love to hear how you guys are doing your budgets and how you stay on track. I cannot believe that this is the last month of 2019, and I know that we have some big financial goals for January, so I am excited for January to get here, but I would really love to finish out December well, for sure. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!